have some great conversations. So that is what we're going to be doing now in the Q&A. And before we do that, just as I was sharing with you at the end of today's session, I do have an opportunity for a few select individuals who would like to apply for a semi-private consultation with me. So we call this session, It's All About You. In this session, I'll get to learn about your dream outcome or physical aspirations. What is it that you want to achieve? Also, any obstacles or hurdles you see standing in the way in terms of health, body mechanics, whatever it might be for you. And then we'll talk about our VIP training system, see if that's a perfect fit. If it is a perfect fit, if I find that you're a perfect fit, we can talk further about that. If not, I'll give you additional resources, connections. So that's basically the structure of the session. It's super valuable, super connecting. It is in a small, intimate group of a few, again, select individuals. And there's an application process for it. It's very simple. There's a few questions. It's totally free. The session's free. No upfront costs or anything whatsoever. But it is to apply for that. And if you're a good fit, once we receive your application, then we'll have you a final confirmation in for that session. We do have a few of those spots left. So if that's something you'd like to schedule for, now is the time to definitely do that. As we get through the end of today's airing of session 3, we do run out of those spots. So go ahead and schedule yourself in if you'd like to connect with me for a semi-private consultation. And how do you do that? Go to the chat, click on the link that's in the chat, and you'll see, Patricia, if you would please repost that in the chat. So you'll say, today's your last chance. Your last chance for scheduling with him being me. Full Body Fixers, we only have 2 more days available, today and tomorrow, to schedule for the semi-private consultation. So when Patricia writes in the chat, we only have 2 more days available. Today, she's talking about the semi-private consultation, not about the Full Body Fix. As you know, the Full Body Fix goes through this Saturday. You absolutely do not want to miss session 5, our breakthrough strategy session. So whatever you do, make sure you attend at least session 5. But there is your opportunity to schedule for a semi-private consultation. And with that being said, how do you participate in Q&A with me? So you go to the bottom of your Zoom toolbar. Some of you are very familiar with Zoom. Some of you are very unfamiliar with Zoom. So to participate in the Q&A, I'll tell you exactly how to do that. Go to the bottom of your Zoom toolbar, and as you go across, you'll see like a microphone and a camcorder image, and it'll say like participants. You'll see the chat. And as you start going over towards the right, you'll see this one that says reactions. If you click on reactions, which is like a little smiley face with the plus sign, a box will open. And then on the bottom of the box says raise hand. You'll click raise hand and your digital hand go up. And that's how I know to call on you and that you want to participate with me. With that being said, the best thing is to have just like this. You can hear me, you can see me. That is the best engagement for Q&A. So Patricia will be sending you links like turn on your video and allowing those kind of things and audio as we bring you up to the Zoom stage with me. And one more time, reactions, raise hand. That's how you participate. If you can't figure that out, then the other thing you can do is just wave your hand in the camera. Patricia will see you and know that you want to communicate with me. And lastly, before we get started here, the chat can also be used for questions. You can write your questions in. If you're not an individual that likes to present publicly as I do, then no problem. You can write your message in the chat and I'll answer your questions that way. Okay. With that being said, let's get started. And our first, and of course, when I read the names, all I know at this point is what I read on your Zoom name. So whatever your Zoom channel, like mine's Robbie Stahl, I have that typed in. So our first one here is Sumitra. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Sumitra, welcome. And it looks like you probably don't have an option to share video, and that's okay, but your audio is now on. Oh, you don't have a mic. Okay. So she sent me a message here and it says, sorry, I don't have a mic. Thank you for another amazing session. So much learned. I have a question. What kind of pillow would be the best in terms of proper support and comfort? Thank you. Great question. So it really kind of depends a lot too on where your neck alignment is now. So some individuals very much have like a forward head posture, and for them to lay like flat, right, on their back would not be very comfortable. The neck curvature is so far away from that wouldn't be good. So you kind of have to use the pillow that from your current alignment and come back towards better alignment. Let me explain further. So you don't want a pillow that puts your head like this, right? You don't want that. But some individuals have so far head protrusion that you to be comfortable to start with, you might need something moderately close to that, like going as flat as you can, where the pillow is supporting you like that. It is really beneficial to have like a cervical pillow, so it has a little hump in it and then it rounds down, so it encourages the lordotic curve, which is like this curve. If you're looking at my body this direction, the lordotic curve and the cervical spine, and then your head lays a little bit more flat. And you don't want a pillow that has like this big arch in that. You don't want that. It should be like comfortable. It should be minimal. Forward head protrusion, need a little bigger pillow. Over time, like month by month, roughly, a couple months by, you can go to a little bit smaller pillow, laying a little bit more flat. A lot of individuals do very well sleeping on the back from a flat position without a pillow. That is also can be a really good position, but it really depends on where you're coming from. So if you have like a very straight neck and you have no lordotic curvature, probably not a good idea to do just laying flat, because you lack that lordotic curve and you need some. So that individual would be better to have a pillow that has a little bit of curve. Does that make sense? So it really depends on where we're coming from. And our goal is to get into good alignment with slight lordotic curve in the cervical spine. So we're using pillows coming from where you're at to slowly eventually get you to that little bit of lordotic curve and aligned here, with the shoulders aligned with the ears, not like this. So that's basically the full answer, how each individual could think about the best pillow for them. You're very welcome, Sumitra. And any other questions here in Q&A? You guys are the ones that make the show. So whatever questions, I'll stick around for you. If you have some questions, we'll go deep into those. And to participate, click reactions, raise your digital hand, or simply wave in the camera. And Bridget, hello and welcome to you, Bridget. Hold on 1 second, Bridget.
Wait, yeah, you got me now?
I got you. Yes.
Yeah. Sleeping positions. I know you're saying sleeping on the back is good. I find it quite hard to stay there for too long. So if you're sleeping on your side, you know, some people say left side's better because then you're digesting more, or the right side's better for whatever reason. Do you have an opinion on that? And if you're on your side, is it a good idea to keep the legs supported? The cat's joining in.
Okay. Yeah, all good. He can he or she can participate too. So yes, there is supported sideline. So, and then there's 3/4 sideline. 3/4 sideline is the position that most people lay in sleeping on their side. So that's like with the leg draped over and non-supported. And then you mentioned supported, like the leg, like a pillow under the thigh, so that your top leg isn't dropping down and putting pressure as much in the hip and then pulling the back long on that side. So
you think it's better to support for the pillow?
Yes. Oh, 100. So yeah, 100%. Yeah, you want to do support. So in terms of the lower body supported side lying, if you're going to lay on your side, then the other thing is you want to be like how I am straight here. So if I was laying on my side, you'd want to be ideally as close to this as possible, that you're not like this and you're not like this. So you want to try to be near that aligned position if you're going to lay on your side.
Bunch your pillow up so that you're aligned.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, hey, if you're trying to sleep on your back and you're just losing sleep because you just can't sleep on your back, that kind of defeats the purpose, right? So as with many things in health, like nutrition and many other subjects included, I like to give advice based on like, well, here's ideal, but based on what you like or don't like or will do or don't do or what agrees with your body, here's
Yeah.
the best answer for you, right?
Yeah, well,
So
I'm sleeping on the back for longer, but I still have my favorite side. So you don't know left or right side, which is better regarding your heart or
Actually,
digestion?
biomechanically speaking, I would suggest that you do both because
Okay.
I would suggest you do both, because if you're sleeping on like one side more than the other, you're going to create misalignments on that
Yeah.
side. You're going to
Okay.
go short and your lower back on one side and long on the other, and you're going to be changing your hip positions. And
Okay.
if you do that for hours and
you.
hours, your body's going to adjust to that. So
Yeah, well, I'm doing all three at the minute, so hopefully I get some sleep along the way. Okay, thank you.
you're so very welcome. And if we have any more questions here in the meeting before we log out. And so while we're waiting for questions, just wanted to, you also asked Bridget about side sleep in terms of the heart. That does matter. It does help. There's some research around that. So sleeping on the right is a good idea for that. But there's also biomechanics to consider. So I would suggest not like constantly sleeping on your right side, because it will cause other issues. So hello, Sheila, and welcome to you. Hold on one second. Let's bring you up on Zoom stage with you. Give you a link to unmute.
A Tempur-Pedic bed. Can you hear me?
I can. Yes, perfect.
Okay, and it raises in the back. So I got it because of so I didn't have to have one of the breathing machines. So, and it makes it, and I am a side sleeper. I always sleep on my left side, and sleeping on my left side raised a little bit is, I think that's what causes my sciatic. Even though I try to work out and stay active and everything, but I just don't know how to get around that.
Yeah. Sleeping on your side and raised, it elongates that side of the back even more. Yeah. So do you get most of your symptoms on the left or on the right?
On the right.
Yeah. And you sleep on your left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're
Putting
all your tissues in a long position on the left side, and you're going to the short position on the right side. So you're closing down on your spinal disc and even potentially impinging some nerves on that side. And you're causing some extra stress in the sacroiliac joint on that right side, all by kind of smashing down and the other side going long. So yeah, that's, I mean, really, you need to sleep like on your back. You need to sleep on your back and maybe using a CPAP,
I hate those things.
Yeah. If you're having a breathing issue, then you can and if that affects your sleep, then you're back to if you can kind of train yourself to sleep on your back and a little bit raised, that would be ideal. And I love the Tempur-Pedic.
Tie myself down.
Yeah. I love the Tempur-Pedic bed. Actually, that's a great bed. That's the same bed I have. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Absolutely. That's funny that you said to tie you down. So Michael Bruce, who's the sleep doctor, many of you may know or have heard who that is, and you saw from the first session, and if you didn't already know. So he's a famous sleep doctor. He's very, very well known, and we're developing a sleep device to align your body while you sleep. And it's in the R&D phase, but one of the things he wanted to do is tie people down while they sleep. I'm like, I'm not sure they're gonna agree with that. That's a good idea. We keep them in the right position, but so yeah, that's as when you do R&D and you design things, there's many thoughts that come out. But yeah, it's funny that you said that. And you're very welcome, Graham. Very welcome, sir. Thank you for saying thank you. All right. If one more opportunity here for any questions that anybody may have before we close out this third session. As you know, it's Wednesday for most of us, and we're here on the third session, and we will have 2 more airings of the third session. So if you tuned in at the end and you missed a lot of this, then you would, if you come back in, or you stick around or come back in less than 40 minutes, this session 3, today's session, is going to play again. And then in the afternoon at 3 p.m., we're going to air today's session again at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So that would be 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time today. So adjust for your time zone. And then Friday, session 4. So that's going to be awesome, about shoulders and neck. So you don't want to miss that one. Shoulders are one of the most easily injured joints in the body. So even if you don't have shoulder issues or do have shoulder issues, great one to tune into. And then session 5, that you really don't want to miss session 5. That's one of my favorites. So make sure you're here for this Saturday's session 5. And if you don't already have your self scheduled in, Patricia can drop a link for you now to do that. I'm sure by now you're probably already scheduled in for all of these, but just in case, we got you covered. And then if you feel this semi-private consultation with me is right for you and you'd like to apply for that, Patricia will go ahead and drop the link for that as well. And we will keep the meeting open for at least 10 minutes, so that if you want to look at links and such that we've posted here, you're more than welcome to do that. And there's time to do that. You don't feel rushed.
This meeting will actually be open because we have the 8 a.m. session. So it's going to be the same Zoom room.
Perfect. So we won't go. Oh yeah, sorry, we won't go anywhere.
Yeah.
The meeting's going to stay open, and then we'll start again in about 35, just under 35 minutes. Much love to everybody. See you soon.
Yeah.